What's good? So this is how I made 200 bucks today. Taking two trades actually. So interesting kind of setup for today. We did hit a 4.1-ish, 4.2 R on this short, as you can see here, just hit a little bit ago. But we did take a long, which basically I closed a little bit early, so we took about 75% loss on that. So the other 25 I turned around and went short with. And that's how we turned positive and then made some money. If we would have went full risk on this and then didn't take the long, it'd be like a $4,000 day, which would be kind of crazy. But I mean, we're not really dwelling on what could have been. We are focused on what happened and how we can improve, stuff like that. So basically going into today, there's a good reason for the long. It's not like I had a bad long and then went short, anything like that. So going into the day, right away we had a wick down, got a 15-minute sweep, 15-minute low, swept that, and then from there we got distribution, we got re-break to the upside, and then 5-minute retrace into fair value gap, as well as equilibrium with this second one this wick here. So we have everything we need on like the 5-minute, and then we got a 1-minute break of structure as well. It took a while to break structure on the 1-minute, and we got a good entry. It was like the fill was right here, really good fill, and then stop like that, and then we're targeting all the way up here. So that was basically the long, and it was really chill. It took a little while to break to the upside on the 1-minute, but we were in some fair value gaps and we were respecting them as well. So that was good to see. So I literally couldn't find anything wrong with this long setup other than like price was moving slow, which it was very slow today until that short like finally kicked in. And then we went with a 15-minute sweep instead of like an hourly or session sweep like I'd like to do. But I mean, 15 minutes still very valid for me, and I'm totally fine with it. So I can't be mad about that long loss at all. I didn't do anything wrong. I did close, so we closed it early, somewhere around. So it was this candle, and it was originally going to break structure to the downside. It was like 3 seconds in, 3 seconds left in this candle, and we're all the way like down here, and then just ripped up right at the end and didn't break structure. So I closed it right around here. We got 75%, $750 loss on that. And then it started moving up. I was like, bro, there's no way that I close it before it breaks and then it rips up. And luckily it did not do that. That would have been pretty unfortunate, and that would have been a bad mistake on the day, but that didn't happen. So we just kept moving down. And then on ES, we were continuing 1 minute bear structure. So for ES, on why I went short, the thing is with shorts today, there was no sweep to the upside besides just like re-sweeping the session highs. So we basically swept the New York session highs, which isn't a crazy draw. And then we tapped into a 15-minute gap, but there was no like hourly sweep. Yeah, we're in an hourly gap, I guess, but there was nothing like a typical setup for me would be like 15-minute sweep. It did sweep 50-minute, but it's like really close together. It's not like it was one of these. There wasn't an hourly. It didn't sweep this yet. So there was not like a super strong short conviction. So that's why I didn't go short in the beginning, and I was looking for longs because I was like, if we're going to go short, we're probably going to come up here first. But obviously that wasn't the case, and we had very slow price actions today. So I seen we're going bearish because obviously the 1-minute price action was showing bearish. And in this, just by looking at it, I mean, we're in equilibrium here. It's like we got a sweep basically, and we got the distribution, and then we're in that zone to retrace. And then we had 1-minute break of structure, obviously bearish here. And then on NASDAQ, we literally broke to the downside on the 5-minute. Maybe we didn't. Can't remember where I seen that. Maybe it was on ES. Oh yeah, it was. I don't know. It was. I think it could have been 79% extension on the 5-minute, if I'm correct. Yeah, so we're like that. So we closed below the 79%. So we had 5-minute bear structure. We kind of viewing this as a sweep, even though it's not like a super ideal sweep. And then the 5-minute retrace. And then it was just showing really bearish on the 1 minute. And I knew we weren't going to go bullish just by how this was all acting. And though it did respect that fair value gap on NASDAQ, it started moving past it. And I was like, okay, we're for sure going to come down before going up no matter what. So that's what I viewed it as. And we entered short with the 25% risk we had left because I wasn't taking over a full risk loss today. So we did that. We came down the session lows. We're down here. Could have taken profit there. But for whatever reason, even though ES was more bearish, NASDAQ hit the lows first. So it basically stopped me out around here, around that range. So we got like a 4 instead of, could have had maybe a 5 at that low and stuff. We went like 4.2 roughly. So not a terrible day. It's pretty unfortunate that we couldn't take this with full risk, but ideally the setups are not, the conditions are not the best today. So I rather just take my almost break-even day, move on, and then prepare for a better day and luckily not lose on this day, and then save the money for risking on a cleaner, better volatility day. Tomorrow's FOMC, so I don't know if I'm going to be trading. I'll probably be on the charts, but it'll most likely be half risk. Possibly. I don't know. I still got to decide if I want to hop on because we are in drawdown still. Not drawdown, but around break even. So I don't know if it's worth it to even trade on that day. Did end the losing streak, luckily. This would have been, if I didn't take that win, would have been a 5 losing streak. So luckily we are out of that. And with that tweak to the setup, if you haven't watched the new video, looking pretty good from here. But I mean, hey, losses are going to come even with the best setup you can imagine. So I'm totally fine with that long loss today. And then very happy and thankful for the short. I typically don't pull out of trades early, but I've been reading this book, The Best Loser Wins, by Tom Hugard, and he really talks about, like, one of his biggest things is he has a really low win rate. He has probably around 30% win rate, but he cuts his losers early when he knows they're going to lose, and then he lets the winners go very, very long. So that is basically, I literally thought of that, and that's basically what I did in the situation. I knew we're going bearish from the 1-minute order flow. It's not like, oh, we got one minute break and then we're going to turn around. I don't think that's valid, but ES was dumping down. NASDAQ, the more bullish pair, broke as well. Almost broke at least. And then it just wasn't respecting how a typical bullish pair would respect. And the volatility was really low as well. So very good play. Cut that loser early and get that win in as well. So pretty good day, even though it's a very small loss, basically break even, very small win, basically a break-even day. But we're ready for the next session, and it's a new day at that point as well. So catch you guys in the next one. Do something productive today, and good luck trading, I guess, if you trade tomorrow. Peace.